Hello and welcome to another episode of Beebe Outdoors. We finally got back out on the big water and the carp are starting to push in, and we ended up having a lot of fun this night. So this spot that we're shooting is actually a spot that I know gets fish early, but because of tournaments and everything else, I never really shot this spot, especially obviously early season. We were someplace else, so it was pretty good to get back into it. So to start off, we got our buddy Cody, obviously, as usual. And then after that, the guy with the green lighted knock, that is Garrett. Garrett is our union electrician. And basically anything we need wired up, Garrett wires it for us. So definitely, obviously, a good person to have on the boat. So yeah, we're out here shooting. And luckily, this spot is one of the very first places that they push in out on the big water. And when they push in, it's usually a lot of really big females. So luckily this night, we ended up each of us shooting a fish that was roughly 30 pounds. And I mean, it's just all around have fun time. And it's just something about shooting big commons that, get you really excited and let you have a lot of fun. If you look at the fish right now that I'm actually picking up, that is what we call a brown goldfish. I mean, I just call them brownies, but they actually have a name to them. It starts with a C, crucian, carp, or something like that. What's funny about it is I did not know that BAA actually accepts that as a species of fish, and the state record for Michigan actually just got broke. And I believe that I shot two of them this night that would have probably been close to the current record or may have actually broke it, but I did not know that they actually accepted that. And yeah, I guess you live and learn. There'll be more. We usually get into a lot of I shoot some really, really big brownies. Like I said, I call them just brown goldfish. And hopefully this year maybe we'll be able to beat that record. But right here is my big fish for the night. Probably put it at 28 to 30 pounds if I had to guess. But she was just sitting there, laying in the shallows, and I ended up finding her. I also kind of messed up a little bit on my reel. I never really set my drag on that fish, and I actually ended up breaking my anti-reverse. So there goes another reel down for the year. So another thing on top of that, too, that I could have done differently this night, besides obviously the anti-reverse breaking, is that because the fish are so early coming into the shallows, I call it surface, the fish are surface deep. So we're actually as close as we can get from the frag into the big part of the lake. And with them being just coming up into the frag and stuff like that, they're surface deep. They're not pushed way back into the shallows. What this frag line does, especially in this area, is, this frag line can go out quarter, half mile out into the water, and have different sections of frag onto it. So them fish are coming up from the deep and just pushing up to where that little section of frag is. As you can see, there's a little bit of a drop off here. We're actually as close as you can get from the main water to the frag. So I think if we would have stayed more into that section, like I said, surface deep, that we would have actually found more fish in order to shoot if we would have stayed there. There was a certain point in time throughout the night that we actually went in and I pushed back into some shallow water. We actually had to pick the trolling motor up to get into, hoping that maybe we could find some dogfish or some goldfish. Beebe Outdoors is brought to you in part by Loxley Bowfishing, home of the Graves Bowfishing Gloves. The quick-drying, breathable material has a reinforced pinky to protect your hands when pulling arrows. This makes it a must-have for any bowfisherman. Get yours today at loxleybowfishing.com. Use promo code BB15 for 15% off at checkout. Predator Custom Bowstrings. Over 30 years of experience building bowstrings for compound, recurve, and crossbows. We use premium BCY products to build your next set of premium strings and cables. Find them on Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget to use promo code BB15 to get 15% off of your next set of strings. Arrow Out. Whether you're bowfishing deeper water or cattails, the arrow out is an essential part of every bowfishing boat. When an arrow is stuck or your line snaps, Arrow Out is here to help you get your arrow back. For more information, check out meritproducts.com. We will be doing a giveaway of an Arrow Out XT at 1,000 subscribers. So besides that, we actually had a pretty good night. No boat problems. We ended up having, little to no equipment malfunctions or anything else like that. So it was actually a pretty good night. And what I like about shooting and stuff like this is that these carp will actually go into the frag. This is actually more thinner frag, something I can run the trolling motor through. But those carp will actually go into the frag like that, and they'll actually just sit there and lay there like, hey, you can't see me because I'm in cover. And it's just picking them off at that point. I mean, you can sit there and just keep, there's another goldfish. But you can sit there and just keep plinking them, and they'll just keep laying there. So you got to really, really work the frag, kind of like you would if you had an airboat doing it, but you can do it just the same way as if you had a trolling motor, and just work the frag in and out. Really pay attention to what's going around, where the fish are, and after that, it's just shooting the fish and throwing them in the boat. So it's definitely a lot of fun to be able to do it that way, because you start getting some real weight in the boat in a hurry, especially later on in the season when they start to push in. And that's something I'm really looking forward to for pushing this boat on weight is, it's a 2072 with 30-inch sides, so it's got the 90 horse on it, and we ended up having a full 110 and then like 40 or 50 carp on the floor, and they're 10, 15, 20-pound carp for most of them. So if we had a little over 1,000 pounds of fish, 3 guys, and not too much gear, but a little bit of gear, we were actually still able to get on plane. So it's one of the things of, I would like to see what this boat can do with some actual serious weight in it. See how it trolls, see how it handles. Is the troll motor going to give up before the sides of the boat does? How is the boat going to get on plane? I was actually really, really impressed that the boat ended up getting on plane when we did have as much weight as we did in the boat. So if we're still running, 20-plus miles an hour with over 1,000 pounds of fish in the boat, what happens when that, instead of carp, instead of meat wagons, you're shooting gar, or you're shooting, shad, whatever it might be, lighter fish. If we can throw 1,500 pounds and not have to worry about nothing inside the boat, that this boat could possibly hold, 2,500 pounds and still not have to worry about nothing. Maybe not get on plane, but still not have to worry about nothing. So I'm really excited to be able to push this boat to the limit and see what it can, what it can't do. Going from the little 1848 to a 2072, it's a different ball game. It's definitely a big learning curve, but I'm really enjoying it. So if anybody out there is really questioning the fact of whether or not you should get a bigger boat or not, definitely spend the money and get the bigger boat. Well, we're getting here to the end of the video, and definitely had a lot of fun this night. We ended up shooting 143 fish. It's pretty good for Garrett's first night out of the year. Cody shot good, I shot good, so not much more we can ask for besides more fish and more time to be out on the water. Hopefully that won't be too long now. We're starting to get into May, and we're starting to get a lot of fish pushing in. Got some tournaments coming up, but we're getting to the end of the video here, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to, use the promo codes for Loxley Bowfishing for Predator Custom Bowstrings. Don't forget that we are doing a Arrow Out XT giveaway at 1,000 subscribers too. So that'll be a big one to get in on. The Arrow Out's been a really helpful piece of equipment for us on the boat, especially for saving arrows. But it's the end of the video, so hopefully you guys liked it, and if I don't see you here, hopefully I'll see you out on the water.